Also, I didn't comment on it, but that one change I absolutely like. Where on GameCube, she would appear to take the Pianta coins because you can only use them in the parlor. And while that was cute, that was a massive waste of time.
Because this entire thing is based off how Japanese, like, basically not casinos work, where because gambling for, I believe, straight out money is technically illegal. You, like, the reason she exists in that booth and stuff is because that's how the Japanese, like, government got around basically the loopholes of gambling being illegal.
I'm gonna try to hit that
Because
early.
you weren't paying for money, you were paying for small prizes.
I'm gonna try
that could be
to
exchanged for
probably
money.
cut the game on and off until I can maybe hit that early +3 just to see.
I do find it funny that they put that earlier than you would think.
Yeah, but I didn't get the big coins.
But I also just noticed the farther distance, like for you passing that distance, you get 4 coins. The panel plus 3.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's because you didn't get.
Yeah, that's my problem. I don't like the fucking minigames. The plane, it wouldn't be consistent, and it would barely.
Well, the funny thing is, the problem with it, like I said, I mean, pretty sure in the original, the little panels, they were times multipliers, they weren't simple addition, so it would be ×2 of, like, whatever you had, making the plain one far, like, easier. They actually did nerf it.
Yes.
They actually did nerf the minigame, like, a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
You basically need around 3,000 of the motherfucking Pianta tokens to get 30 of the badges. So I might stop the recording, like Carson was saying, and just unfortunately grind. And either after grinding, if it doesn't take too long, maybe also focus on learning the timing for the 50. I don't have to inherently show that, and I don't have to inherently show the tube game. And just literally grind, and then maybe do the pit, but that might end up tomorrow. But I'm going to consider this and the pit recording the same part of a recording, because it's been like an hour. I don't want to waste like 3 hours of just grinding, because that isn't fun to watch, and I did show some stuff. So with truncating, this hour is probably down to like at least 30 minutes of just showing some stuff. I did win the slots a couple of times, but I don't need to show that. On average, the tube game isn't that bad to sit there and grind. So, this is likely a mini episode in itself. So, I will basically try to grind up the, like, 3,000 tokens and just get everything together, or at least close enough to that number, and we can just adjust because of the different Jumpman and other stuff. But before I end off this mini episode, the minimum you want is like 55 damage if you want to do 4 jumps. But if you would rather do everything in 3 jumps or less, you need to boost up from the 55 to 70. But with how much grinding I'm going to have to do, I'm probably going to shoot for that 55, 56 range. Jumping straight back into this nonsense. I basically did sit there for 2 hours just playing the tube game. And in the middle, I got an email, and I took a screenshot. It was from the guy we did hide and seek with. And the only reason I felt like continuing is because I wanted to wipe out what I wanted. And I realized because you have 6 base attack, you only need to offset to get the minimum by getting 26 of these badges. So I grind. God damn it. So I did the grinding to get. Now I went above and beyond.
Well, because you went well beyond the amount of money you would need. You should probably buy like 1 cake mix as well after buying all the badges.
No. Well, no, this is barely enough to get 26 of the attack badges.
Okay, buy the badges first then.
It's barely enough to get 26, but I already had 2. So technically, I wanted to show this is the minimum for 26. But I already had 2, so technically I only need 24 of these. But going over by a small margin isn't that bad anyway. 1. We'll count them up. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6.
Did you normally buy
7.
HP and FP pluses from this?
I think.
I can just continue.
7.
7.
8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. And that gets 22. And I did have the 23 and 24 on me.
Yeah.
But I could spend my money and get an extra. Because
still have a decent amount of money.
that's why I might get what I might do. Yeah. 777. That's funny.
That should give me a lot of these, right?
Okay. What I might do is also go sell off some badges I'm not using. Because the other thing, the one dude has the Wario emblem. I did grinding to get right up around the minimum. If I sell some badges.
Yeah. I'm gonna sell it so I can buy it. So I can sell it so I can buy it.
Well, let's sell off a bunch
Pretty
of the...
Lady McGreen, Hurdy.
Yeah, she's really good at that. Hold on. I could probably still afford the Wario emblem and still get... Let's just... I'm basically about to just dumpster every... I don't need shrink... I don't need the shrink stomp. Don't need soft. I don't need... that. Realistically, I could get rid of Power Smash.
It's all basic. It's all basically jump from here.
And other than one sort of safety net if I want to run Quake Hammer, So if I'm doing this, I'm gonna just get rid of... You know what? We'll do the extreme thing. I'm gonna keep the Quake Hammer. I might keep charge, but realistically I don't need it. So
I would just hold on to the regular charge. It's like, you know, it gives you more attack, so if you end up in like a scenario where...
When did I get... Oh, wait. Oh, wait, I remember now. Hold on. FP Plus is worth keeping, but I will get rid of the... Keeping those. When did I get a third one?
I told you you had 3.
When did I get a third one of these things? What the hell?
One's from the lottery. What are the other 2?
One's from the Creepy Steve. I don't remember where that third one's from. I thought we had the...
You get rid of the P down, D up, because that lowers your power.
Power, yes. Damage dodge is at least okay in a pinch. Because you block and you reduce things, but I could, if I wanted to say fuck it, and kind of go all or nothing and get rid of these.
Well, we have that funny thing of because you have such a huge amount of luck and stuff, but like, because you have to guard an action, you could try to guard something and then you just dodge it. Because you're like 80% dodge, those are useful when they activate, but because you'll dodge most things that go your way, those ultimately end up becoming worthless.
These, when stacked, isn't that bad, because as long as you...
Especially because with you being in permanent 5 P, you have the like close call or like last stand, whichever one that was. You have that cutting the like
these
damage,
around,
and then these cut it even farther when you block.
If you block,
it's just the problem is you're more likely to dodge something.
I might keep those. These I might just go ahead and sell then, because I'm at a point where I don't really need the defense, and for the cost, these are not worth having. All my crap. Screw the defense. I'll keep the blocking.
Mega Rush partner.
That can go. I don't care. Those can stay. That's not that good for what I want to do. That can be useful, but is kind of high cost. So I'll just sell it. Fuck it. This way I can get some extra HP drain. You don't need the partner version. Ice power I need. Autumn Hog I'll keep for right now. Simplifier, yep, first attack, okay. Sweet.
I got your back basically everything you...
And I'll buy the other simplifier. I do like... No! This way I can afford the Wario emblem. And I can still afford like 300 coins to get like one additional power badge to offset a little bit, and then we'll make the proper adjustments. But that basically got me mostly back to where I was, and we'll get a lot of extra. I said I got it close.
The only reason for right now I recommend holding on to a charge because you're not quite a like high enough level to technically have
I'm gonna 2 game.
To technically not have all of like the power rush equipped. Using basically charge as, you know, a tiny little like augment just to push you over the edge, especially.
So basically in the tube game I got a really fast time, but in general I found it was better when playing the tube game to basically not really go for time and just go for the points. And I had a pretty good pattern. I can just show off what I was doing. Just in general. I would jump a lot to speed it up ever so slightly. And and the red coins are opposite of the blue ones.
And
So.
the red coins are 3 and not 5.
And I like waiting right here. Yep.
Wondering if people are going to find a way to be fast enough to not wait.
It depends on cycles, but if you want the coin, you have to go opposite of wherever the blue coins are. And this gets me, you pay 10, and if you do it this way, this is a minimum. I profit 5, and I get a decent bonus. And this is going to shoot around, yeah, 39. So,
Okay.
that basically means I can spend the 100 and we'll still have a tiny bit left. And I could grab a cake mix because we will need those.
Gonna need that shit later. Technically, I think there are multiple cake recipes, so I think you would need 2 or 3, but for right now, you could just do...
I could get the 1 and put it in storage. Do that. That leaves me if I want to go ahead. On. That way we're shooting right around my range, and I'll just spin this, get my cake mix, and I can store the cake mix. Because the thing is, when I get a bunch of money, after the pit and everything, near the end of the game, when we start mass needing cake mix and stuff to cook, I can just spend a bunch of extra money. I basically, this is why I did the grinding.
Later I'll go look up how many cake, like, what the minimum amount of cake recipes you need is.
I don't like cooking till the end of the game anyway, but I am going to store that cake mix. Then I'm going to adjust my badges. On. Store my cake mix. No, not that. Damn it. Alright. I won't. Alright. Let me withdraw. Let's see. Yeah, I want the mushroom back. Grab a extra live stream just in case. And now we're going to make, I'm going to go back to that save point, we're going to make a badge adjustment, and then basically we can do what I kind of set out to do today. The grinding didn't take that long, but Christ. Okay. Badges. Alright, let's just start. Alright. So, alright, actually. Anything that costs points, I'm going to remove. And we're going to adjust. Anything that costs points will be removed. And we're going to adjust. Okay, good. I got all my points back. And I'm doing this so I can make proper adjustment. So I definitely need a minimum of 26 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That can go. That's an extra point of attack.
No.
So I got, yeah, my 26. That can go. Now I have 14 points left. And for the time being...
We don't need ice power. Actually, if you're going to do the pit, you...
Well, I will need... This is going to be the pit setup, and I'm probably going to go fight the prince on. Jumpman would be good against the prince.
So...
For extra
I
jump.
do that. Mega Rush.
Just to have it on. HP drain.
Don't need ice power for right now.
I don't need ice power right now.
Don't need
Spike shield right now. So definitely the FP drain on. Close call, definitely. This is why
You haven't put on one of the simplifiers yet, so you...
At least one simplifier. My last stands. Oh yeah, there isn't. Last stand. Extra power rush. Down here at the bottom.
and power balance.
Yeah.
And at that point, because you have 1 FP, you could put the 1 FP either on another close call or go put it on the other simplifier. Though people say the 2 simplifier thing doesn't work
As well.
It doesn't work as much anymore, so you could either put it on to test that or just be safe and do a close call.
Well, the thing is, I am missing some luck doing this. Meaning, I am...
Because you're missing some luck, you could actually at that point take off the jump man and the P up, D down, take those off for now.
For now, because I do kind of need luck. Those can go on in a minute, honestly. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. I will need, then, what we'll probably end up doing as we go through the... Alright, what's my level up looking like? Yeah, as we go down the pit, I should level, and then I...
Points?
What?
What are your star
67.
Points? Yeah, if it was like 80 or 90, I would say go fight something to try and get a level up.
This should be fine enough. Well, the thing is, the luck is less useful, but it's just a good buffer to have because
it's
of what...
always a good safety net.
That's why I like the luck. And then... Yeah. That will be useful. Jumpman can be useful. The thing is, because I am right now in an all-jump setup without the damage dodge on, but if I get a level up, I could make an adjustment. And, like...
As you get more off,
because in the pit, I liked Quake Hammer. And,
we don't need Quake Hammer for right now.
yeah, I know.
I guess if you're going to go fight one of the optional bosses, you don't...
It's time for the question of the day. And my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, what is your general high-end Danger Mario build if you ever actively do a Danger Mario build like I'm doing? A lot of people go for a lot more Power Rush badges, but I really do feel like that's pointless. Because as long as you deal a bare minimum of 55 damage, you beat everything in the game in 4 jumps or less. And I do like having the HP drain and the FP drain, a couple of flower savers, so that you can basically use up a single FP and basically get it back. And then I like having luck, while a lot of people will act like luck is inconsistent. Every luck badge actually rolls individually, meaning while they're technically not collective, if you had multiple luck badges equipped, the game essentially rolls each luck badge on its own and decides if you're going to get hit. And that's why if you have a ton of luck badges, you can never have over 100% luck. It sort of caps, but if you have enough luck badges, since it checks all the badges individually, every instance of luck you have, the game calculates. So, basically when you have a ton of luck, if you're close to what should be 100%, it's at least 90. And that basically means you almost never get hit. When you combine that with a couple of other things, if you do take damage, you're generally not going to take a lot of damage, because you can basically reduce the damage you take in danger. So, if you get hit, you're more than likely only going to take 1 or 2 damage anyway. And that's why I like having the luck and basically the danger defense, because that's super cheap. Last stand badges are broken. And my point here is I feel like you don't need max damage. Max damage is pointless when I feel like you can offset slightly worse damage with a ton of luck and basically infinite FP, because you can basically drain back the FP you use and also get health back if you happen to take damage. And if I'm being real here, in general, I think my Danger Mario setup is overall better, because my setup basically lets you beat everything in the game in 4 jumps or less, and you basically have a ton of luck, you're really defensive, your FP cost is generally 1, you can drain FP back, so you have infinite FP when attacking with Mario, as long as you generally only stick to Power Bounce, Multi Bounce, and Quake Hammer. You're only going to use 1 FP, and you're constantly going to drain the 1 FP that you use. And I think that's really good, because, like I said, you don't need a stupid large amount of damage. I feel like that's pointless. And I feel like offsetting with other stuff I would consider useful is better, because I like having all the luck and stuff, but I'm starting to ramble. If you don't believe in my Danger Mario setup, you'll see how that pans out in the next few parts, basically. Or you could basically go watch my pit run in the GameCube version, because I basically did the same nonsense. But with that said, since I'm starting to ramble, I'm going to stop. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.